ever heard a story a million times or read a story a million times and you think, oh, I know everything there is to know about that story. And then one day you hear the story again, or you open the book and read the story, or watch the movie and see it again, and suddenly something brand new just comes to light. And the story now has new depth that you never even thought was there before. That happened to me with a story in the Bible. It's a story where Jesus heals a man of leprosy, which is a pretty big deal. Leprosy back then was a disease where if you got leprosy, the minute you were declared as having leprosy, that was your new declaration. In fact, in addition to that declaration, you would have to be called and call out whenever you went in a public space the word unclean. So basically you are now declared unclean. It was this awful, kind of like a life death sentence. You were to live amongst these other people, away from your family. Human touch was not something that you knew anymore because people were afraid to touch you for fear of getting leprosy. It's a pretty big deal. So to be healed of this is a massive deal. And Jesus in the Bible heals a man of leprosy. Amazing, a huge and beautiful miracle of healing. But there's a small part in here, and it's really easy to pass by, but this small part, these few words, bring to light not only the power of Jesus and his healing, but the intentionality Jesus has with each of us, how he intentionally meets us where we are in our place, how he meets with each of us. So I want to read it to you, and from there, we'll discuss this intentionality. Maybe you'll hear it. So think of this. This man has the declaration of leprosy, this disease on him. And with that comes the proclamation that he has to proclaim in public, unclean, unclean. Imagine that. People would probably shudder when they saw him, maybe even step back for fear. But watch what Jesus does. This is in Matthew chapter 8. When he came down from the mountain, large crowds followed him. So we got a lot of people. Right away, a man with leprosy came up and knelt before him, saying, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. I love this declaration of faith. First off, the faith to come to this moment. He must have heard about Jesus. He must have somehow known that this man, there's something special about him, and he can heal me. What an amazing declaration. He doesn't say, if maybe, he says, if you are willing, but it's not a matter of, can you? I'm not sure. He says, if you're willing, you can make me clean. And here's those few words. Reaching out his hand, Jesus touched him, saying, I am willing, be made clean. Immediately, his leprosy was cleansed. Did you catch that? Before Jesus declares his new declaration, his newness of healing, Jesus, what does he do? He reaches out and touches the man. Wow. I love the order of events here. Jesus doesn't say you are healed and then touch him. Jesus reaches out and touches him and then declares his healing. This, to me, this moment is so big. And I love the detail that is written in Scripture, that Jesus reached out and touched the man and then declared his healing. Think of it. This man, yes, needed physical healing, but can you imagine what that meant for someone to reach out and touch without fear, for someone to reach out and touch with compassion, for someone to not shudder and step back and go, I'm afraid, but to step forward and reach and touch this man? Jesus is intentional. One of the words in Scripture, one of the names of God is Jehovah Jireh. God will provide, or God provides. Jesus in this moment provided physical healing. Yes, that is a big miracle. But as you read Scripture, Look for the little details, the little intentional moments. Jesus reaching out, the intentionality. Imagine what this man must have felt. So I wanted to share this with you today. This actually is a character of the Bible that I've been kind of diving into for my new book, Unspoken Word, where we'll see some dramatic interpretations, many through spoken word form, some through scenes, dramatic scenes of people and moments in the Bible. And then from there, we'll dive into just a devotional time of depth into the story. And so I wanted to share this with you today. I hope it blesses you, and I encourage you to look for the ways that Jesus is intentionally meeting you.